Hello, hello, hello. Good evening to all. I'm Hardik Shah, one of the directors of YPS. First of all, sorry for the delay. There was some electricity issue at our end. So sorry for the delay. We're going to start very quickly. Yeah.
Hey, hi, Hardik. Good evening and good evening, all friends. Um, Thank you, Hardik. Welcome you all to this show of Sunday. My name is Sudhakar. I am one of the life member of YPS. I would be moderating today's session, and today's session is going to be quite interesting, and I would say it is technically technical session today. I will explain what exactly it is in a minute.
Yes. It's going to be a fun session today, not just photography, the art side, but also there's a lot of, the electronic side of it also.
Right.
So it's a nice mix. Now, before we start our today's session, here are a round of announcements. So let me just quickly go through them. Now, before I go through the announcement, I want to ask our viewers, what is the most important part in the camera? Okay, what is the most important part in the camera? Put that into comment section. I'll try to bring them up if you are right. So I'll come to that why I asked you what is important, which is the important part of the camera. Now, as you all know that this is our 50th year Golden Jubilee celebration. So we are trying to collect all the visual memories associated with YPS. If you are a member or not, if you had any association with YPS, and if you have any artifacts, photographs or anything related to YPS, we request you to please upload them on our website. We are trying to create something called Golden Book of YPS. So we'll be collecting all the artifacts with respect to YPS, and we'll try to bring this up. You can upload your photos on mehmets.ypsbengaluru.com. It's pretty straightforward. You can take your phone, go to the website, start clicking images, and upload immediately. If you have any queries how to do, or if you have more, we can always contact us on our official number, which I'll put it up on the screen in a while. Golden Jubilee Photo Challenge. This month's photo challenge theme is abstracts. The submission ends 25th of this month, and this is open. This is exclusively for our members. There are 11 themes, so this whole Golden Jubilee Photo Challenge will run for 11 long months, and each month there'll be a different theme. Today, this month's theme is abstracts. So, and as I said earlier, in previous session, that abstracts, I feel that it's one of the most easiest and the most difficult genre of photography. So bring it on. Drishti March edition is available on the stand, and also the April edition is available on the stand. Now the important thing is it's been 1 year. It's an anniversary right from when the Drishti was revived last year, and we are running a survey. We want to know your feedback so that we can make it better going forward. And to do that, all you can do is you can just send us a text on or a WhatsApp on 9513 YPSBLR, which is our official number, 9513 977 257. And on the same number also, you can contact for any information related to YPS. Now, I would like to read out one particular review what we have got for Drishti. This is from Miss Chetna. She says, Drishti, before saying anything, would like to congratulate and appreciate the team bringing out the magazine. The awesome and wonderful pics and articles, a summation of activities of the club, and all other things makes this a wonderful magazine, inspiring amateurs like me. Thank you. So thank you, Chetna, for this wonderful review. This keeps us motivated. And to everyone, do leave us a review so that I will try to bring it up and give a shout out. Thank you, Chetna. Now, the next thing, yes, if you want to become a member, all you need to do is visit our website or scan the QR code here and click on Become a YPS member. And also importantly, we are on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Our handle across all is same, @YPS Bengaluru. If you haven't liked or followed us, I would request you to do it right away. And do not forget to click on the bell icon and start the push notifications so that the moment we post any content on the Instagram or Facebook, you get notified on your mobile. Yep, the YPS All India Salon is on. The last date to submit your entries is July 14th, and it's completely free. And you can win cash awards worth 1.25 lakhs. So do not wait for the last dates. Start submitting right away. Now, I asked a question at the beginning, which is the main, the most important part of the camera. So I'll start with. Okay, I got some really nice. Mr. Chetan says sensor, Vikas says sensor, Sridhar says sensor, Akshita says shutter. Okay, Rajaram says click button is most important part of a camera. This is a good one, memory card. Yes, without which you cannot save your photos. Maybe even the mirror. Okay. And Mr. Salam Lincoln says sensor size. Madhu says aperture opening. Arun says sensor, shutter release button, lens. Okay, viewfinder. Wow, thank you. There are so many comments. Thank you for that. Okay, the right one I would say is okay. Sudhakar sir, what do you think? Which is the most? I mean, just to have a conversation.
I would say probably the processor in the camera is
Sorry,
the very important bit. The processor in the camera.
processor. Okay,
Processor in the camera. Yeah.
okay. So what we're gonna learn in the next YPS meet is about sensor, which we think that I guess it is connected with the processor also because the algorithms and
Yeah.
all. So I guess that's the whole crux of the whole camera. What the amount what we are paying is actually for the sensor because each and every body, different brands are doing the same stuff. The quality is same, but what matters is the
That's right.
sensor. You know,
Yeah.
so the correct answer is say sensor, and the reason is the next YPS meet live is from Dr. Hitesh Patel, and we'll be demystifying the camera sensor. And what is sensor and like, why it is so important. Right from like where it is situated, what it consists, how it works, the size of the sensor, crop factor, ISO performance, dynamic range, all these things depends on sensor. The whole output of what you capture is dependent on this one small piece called sensor. So, and the most important part I want to highlight here is this is a two-part session, that is July 3rd and 4th. It will not be one day session, it will be 2 days session. So do not miss this, the part one and part two. It will happen on the platform, which we will notify you on the website. So if you miss part one, it might be difficult for you to, cope up for the part two. So we request you not to miss. We will be publishing all the details on our website soon. So do not miss this. Okay, that's it for today, the announcement part. And without further ado, let us start our today's session. I'm quite excited, droplet photography. So over to you, Sudhakar sir.
Okay, so friends, just to give a little background about that one word which I used, technical session, right? What I mentioned. The reason for that is the photography by itself. When we say, we all know that it's a pretty highly technical skill by itself, right? So I remember and I've seen some of the cameras which literally look like, the cameras by itself look like a helicopter control panel kind of thing, right? So so sophisticated, and then the way it presents itself, and then you need to understand the capability by itself is like pretty big task by itself. So when the photography by itself and the equipment which we use, just the camera by itself, is such sophisticated and technical by itself, on top of this technology, there are people who've been actually adding cream on top of the ice, like an additional layer of technology which people would actually use to do the next level of photography using the camera, and the next technical setup by itself to control multiple devices, and then based on that bringing in an image which is like a highly mastership by itself, right? So we are going to actually meet one of such person today in our session, who would actually talk about uh, what is that kind of work what he's been doing, and what is that which has given him name and fame with such kind of work what he has been actually doing, and how he has actually achieved all these things. Just to give a little background about him, uh, he's a person who was actually born in one of the the very picturesque place of India in Himachal Pradesh, and he's right now resided in another beautiful place, Chandigarh, right? And then he's been into photography for almost 30 to 35 years now, and with his the work whatever he's done, he has got nearing to 500 national and international awards, and he has also got nearing to 5,000 acceptances again in national and international salons. He's been recognized and felicitated with multiple international distinctions in photography. I mean, the name itself, if I actually go ahead and see, it's pretty big. So I can't even probably read that. So it's like quite a big list of the distinctions what he has. So I would like to go ahead and welcome Mr. Deep Bhatia, who would be with us today, who would actually go ahead and share his experience in terms of how to do the water droplet photography, which is which I was talking about, and technical skill, and he would explain to us how do we actually go ahead and do this thing with his his setup, and then his work whatever he's been doing.
नमस्ते दीप भाटिया सर, कैसे हो?
Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're not able to hear you. Let me. It's unmuted. No, not yet. Is the microphone on from your end? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, that was the cue, I guess.
Hello,
Perfect.
sir. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Sudhakar ji. Good evening, Hardik Shah ji.
Good evening, sir. I hope you are doing good, and a warm welcome to YPS. I guess we should say that we are privileged to have you today with here, because as Sudhakar sir explained, it's a next level, like literally a next level, like going technical and technical. So yeah, thank you for coming to YPS. It's a wonderful privilege. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, Deep Bhatia, sir, I would like to start this session by asking you one of the very fundamental question on before we get on to any technical part of it. How and why did this interest in terms of actually to do this water droplet photography got in you, and how did you actually start this water droplet photography by itself?
Actually, I wanted to do something different always in photography or any field. And accidentally, when I was surfing some pages, internet pages, I found some unique and different formation of water droplet photography. And I was fascinated by those pictures and thought to experiment and try it for myself. That's how it was started.
Very good. So basically, that inquisitiveness in terms of how do we go ahead and do something new, which is not done, or which is something different, is always something which always keeps us to, or making us strive to do this new things, right? So now coming on to your work per se. So how do you actually start your droplet photography by itself? Can you give us a little bit of background to start with on what do you exactly do to do this droplet photography, and what all the different type of apparatus or equipment you use for this?
Okay, I started with the manual method using IV set, intravenous transfusion set, and but didn't get any good success. After that, I tried switched over to electronic system, and by using electronic system, I got to full flexibility and to do what I want to do. And there is lot of scope, lot of variation, variety, and I will show you all in my today's PPT, the techniques, different techniques I use.
Very nice, sir. So, when it comes to this, the setup part of it, can you please give little bit more explanation in terms of what are all different components you use as part of your droplet setup, just to give a kind of background to our viewers as to what is the kind of technology which is involved in doing this kind of droplet photography.
Actually, today's presentation is all about this technology, accessories, tools required for droplet photography. I think it would be better if I talk about those things in my PPT, in my presentation. Otherwise,
Sure.
that will be repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. Yeah,
So,
yes, sir. Screen is up.
should I start now?
Yeah, sure. Just a moment. I would like to make a note to our viewers. So I request all our viewers to watch it on a big screen and make sure that the resolution is set to 720p, the maximum, so that you have a better experience. And if you have any questions, do drop in the comment with starting with Q colon. It is easy for us to filter it out. We'll also have a dedicated question at the end. In case if you have anything, I'll try to bring him up on this. Bring the question on the screen. Yes, I guess we are good, sir. We can go ahead.
Okay, should I start now?
Yeah, yeah. Good.
Thank you, Hardik Shahji. Thank you, Sudhakar ji. And thank you, YPS, for giving me this opportunity to share my passion, share the unique and unique art of photography, dancing drops with you all. And I'm especially I am thankful to Mr. H. Tish, the president of YPS, who gave me this opportunity to share with you all my techniques. So in 1 hour presentation, I will cover each and everything about liquid droplet photography. And I do online classes on water droplet photography. What I cover in 3 months course, I will try to squeeze that in 1 hour. I hope I will try my best to do the justice, and it's up to you to get what I want to explain or teach you all. So Sudhakar ji has already read out my profile. So I started droplet photography into 2012 with manual method, but I was discouraged because I didn't get any good result, any good collisions. But again, I thought in 2019 to restart this art. Again, with manual method, I started this droplet photography. But again, the success I was looking for, I didn't get. So then I searched for electronic devices and found many globally. But one system I found in India and ordered and started this journey. So the theme is very interesting. Water droplet photography is very interesting genre, very unique images of different types of structure, abstracts, umbrella, mushrooms, and other shapes can be created. And no two images in the world can be similar ever. All, just like our fingerprints are different of each one of us. Similarly, the creations and images of droplet photography are different. So it's a magical and unseen world to be explored. We cannot see this collision uh, with our naked eyes. So for this, there is a system technique. So to simplify things, I have divided my presentation into 9 parts. So that there is no confusion. First, first of all, I will start with a few droplet images. Then, what is the concept? What are the stages to collision, up to the collision? Then, what is high-speed photography and what is the role of lighting? And fourth is manual method and drip kit method, electronic method. Fifth is tools and accessories. So many accessories and tools are required for doing this water droplet photography. So I'll explain and give detail about that. Then there is a viscosity of liquids, making liquid thick and viscose. 7 is, it's all about timing. Timing is very important. How we can control timing, how to visualize the end product and uh, make necessary changes in the timing, then techniques. I have developed in 1 year, 1.5 year time about 12 techniques, and I will discuss all the 12 techniques with you all. And then I'll talk about the online courses available in India. So next is, first chapter is few droplet images. So you will get the idea what I am going to present. So my main presentation will be in the end. Total slides are 335, but I will move them very fast. So these are very interesting, unique images one can create in water droplet photography. And these are different. There is some humming sound. So these are abstract images and different formations, like different shapes resembling human beings, women, dancers, and this is a formation of a snake. Collision, double collision, again double collision.
This is
Reflection.
probably like 4 collisions, I believe, right, sir? Or 3 collisions, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about this image or previous?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are two, actually, double collision. Double collision with the reflection. Lower part is reflection. So I'll talk about how can we create these long spikes. And this is a eyeball, third eye. All these are created with just a drop of water, drop of liquid. And when we use multicolor, multi-dropper system, so will colorful results can be created. Second part is concept, definition, and steps, and meaning. High speed, 1 by 15,000 times of a second, water splash photography where 1 drop, 2 drop, or 3 drops of liquid after collision creates unique mesmerizing shapes, figures, and abstracts, which, like fingerprints, can never be duplicated or reproduced. Play of liquid, speed, color, and skills is special, technical, and different art of photography. Liquid droplet photography refers to the technique of photographing drop collisions created when it, a drop released from a dropper collide on top of the Worthington jet or drop which results into different types of shapes and structures. For example, umbrella, mushrooms, cups, lampshades, abstracts, figure, and so on. Different type of shapes can be created. Historically, A.M. Worthington was the first one who systematically investigated the splash dynamics using photographs in the year 1908. This is the information by Wikipedia. Different stages of collision formation. These are reflection shots, all reflections. Now I am talking about the concept, the stages, different stages, steps to drop collision. First is when drop is released. We release the first drop from a solenoid dropper, either manual method or electronic drip kit method. First of all, we release the drop using either manual or drip kit method. Formation of a crown. When a liquid drop just touches the water or liquid in the base tray or bowl, a splash is created and crown is formed. We can create so many picture variety of crown pictures. Interesting pictures can be created when the drop just touches the water in the base tray. Third stage is the crater is formed. When the crown settles down on the surface of water and then it sinks down in the base water up to 1.5 inch, and then a crater is formed, एक खड्डा बनता है. Fourth, Worthington jet is formed. After the drop sinks down in the base water up to 1.5 inch, it bounces back above the water surface and a water pill is formed, which is called the Worthington jet. Worthington jet was named after the name of A.M. Worthington, who wrote Study of Splashes in 1908. So ये सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. पहला जब हम इसको लर्न करते हैं तो पहला हमारा गोल है एक स्ट्रेट वर्टिकल टॉल जेट क्रिएट करना. अगर ये आपको बनाना आ गया तो आधी सक्सेस होगी. और ये जो जेट है, these can go up to 5 inch, but I recommend to create jet up to 3 inch. About 2.5 to 3 inch jet, we should look for that. Another jet, we also call it pillar, water pillar or column. Fifth stage is second drop is released. Second drop is released in a timely fashion, and a drop collision happens. A drop collision or splash is created when the second drop hits on the head of Worthington jet, and different types of unique shapes, structures, abstracts are created. This is our end result. This is the we are looking for collision in water droplet photography, and while doing so, we can get different type of formations, unique designs, patterns, shapes. So, sixth step. Next, a third drop is released from a solenoid dropper in a timely fashion, and double drop collision happens. Double drop collision is created when the third drop hits on the top of pillar or on the top of first collision. So ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग इमेजेस बनते हैं ड्रॉप कोलिजन के, बड़े यूनिक, डिफरेंट, आउट ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड. और ये थोड़ा सा जैसे जैसे आगे मैं जा रहा हूँ ये थोड़ा सा टफ होता जाता है. सिंगल कोलिजन.
So this droplet by itself looks like a very artistic form, which is basically like, a kind of, a lady spreading her, a dress kind of thing, and then dancing kind of thing. So definitely, like, technology and art are, like, seriously colliding over here in this picture, I would say.
Yeah, technology and skill.
Yeah.
one has to develop their skills of timing. Timing control is very important, actually.
Right.
After that, fourth drop is released from a solenoid dropper. Third or fourth drop released in a timely fashion. And here is triple collision. Multicolor collision with the multi-droppers. Triple drop collision is created when the fourth drop hits on the top of pillar or second collision. So these are not easy to achieve. You have to do the practice, develop the skills, and study the concept, and study the drop behavior.
Right. Yeah.
So these were the 9 stages of or this art. Now I'm talking about the timing. In droplet photography, we measure the timing in milliseconds. All timings are in milliseconds. In 1 second, there are 1000 milliseconds. What we can program or configure, that is size of first drop, size of second drop, release timing of first drop, release timing of second drop, camera release timing, flash firing timing, all are programmed on a Android application. All above are controlled by electronic device through an application connected through a Bluetooth. Also, quality of lighting and positioning of light is very, very important for the quality work. Third chapter is what is high-speed photography. Liquid droplet photography comes under the genre called high-speed macro photography. High-speed photography is about capturing the moments that happens in a fraction of a time, which we can't see with our naked eyes, like bursting of a balloon or splash of water. To freeze the water drop collision action, we need very high shutter speed, say 1 by 10,000 to 1 by 20,000 of a second. This exposure cannot be achieved with any DSLR, as we also need to choose small aperture, say f16 to f20 to get good depth of field, and slow ISO, say 100 to 400 ISO. So to freeze the fast actions of these drop splashes and collision, here come the role of electronic flashes. There is a unique feature in electronic flashes. The speed of light from flashes becomes faster and faster when we go on reducing their power in manual mode. So we utilize this quality to do high-speed photography. Electronic flashes are used, and so the ideal settings are, we get about 1 by 15,000th of a second speed of light when the power of flash is reduced to 1 by 64. देखिए हर फ्लैश में जो मैनुअल मोड होता है उसमें एक ऑप्शन होती है पावर को रिड्यूस करने की. 1 by 1 यानी फुल पावर पे 250 की स्पीड देती है. 1 by 250 एक फ्लैश का एग्जांपल है कैनन 580 EX फ्लैश गन. अगर इसकी हाफ पावर कर देते हैं तो आपको स्पीड मिल जाती है 990. 1 by 16 पे 1 by 6000 second, and 1 by 64 पे 1 by 14,000 of a second. So this is the high speed photography, and we have to use flash guns, electronic flash gun, to do high speed photography.
So, which is the flash you use in your work, sir?
Actually, I use 5 flash guns, and I use Simpex flashes. Simpex flashes. I will talk about the flashes later.
Yeah.
Okay. ये हार्दिक आप थोड़ा इसको 2 मिनट के लिए आप थोड़ा सा ब्रेक.
Yeah, sure, sir. Okay. Okay, to all our viewers, we'll just take a break, a small break of couple of minutes, and okay, to all our viewers, many of you might not know even Sudhakar sir does a lot of droplet photography, and I attended one session. I guess that was back in 2016 or 17, I guess. So you did a presentation. So how has the technology moved from back then till now? Because I see there are a lot of because of this apps and the advanced processing, how good they are, just to understand how it's going.
So as the technology has advanced, the methodologies used in terms of even in the droplet photography also has changed. So what I actually had set up as compared to what it was in that point of time, which was a kind of like one single electronic microcontroller based setup. Today it
Which
has moved everything to the Wi-Fi based control, and then you have the Android apps which are available, which could be installed on your mobile phone, and then you just keep your device independently and connect all the equipments to that. And using your mobile phone or smartphone, you can control all of this equipment. So that's how it has gone in terms of the technology actually.
advertiser shooting and all. And I guess it really first of all it's complex because I know, I guess you
Yeah.
you had built your own circuitry and all, right?
Right. Yeah, I had developed in separate microcontroller-based circuitry itself for doing this whole thing.
Nice. That's quite fun. At least it's fun for people who likes
Enjoy
electronics.
the electronics and controlling the things. So it's really fun actually.
True. Timing it, and I mean, the building the circuitry itself is not a small thing. It's not a joke,
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. And I guess the way we are going ahead with these applications and all connected with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or something.
Yeah.
So now the only thing is now everything is set. Now, how do you make it more creative? I guess that's the biggest question,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so complex, like three different colors of drops.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, we'll ask our viewers if they have done any droplet photography. Do let us know if you have ever tried, or if you have seen earlier someone doing it. Share your thoughts. I'll try to bring them up on the screen. Okay, we have Deep sir here. Perfect. Good. Sorry to all of you. There is some issue going on, and I mean it's not in our hands. The electricity and all the.
Yeah. We
I
have a
just,
problem here. So you can share the screen.
yeah, let me bring it up. Perfect.
So I've fourth part is manual and drip kit method. Uh, manual method, for manual method we need drip kit method, IV set. It cost about 500 rupees. Electronic drip kit method, using a drip kit with solenoid droppers 1 to 3, it cost about 10,000 to 20,000. With manual method, we need a IV set and some other item, but I will not read it out about manual method. This is the setup of manual method: a saline bottle, liquid, dropper, IV set, and base tray, background, flash guns, DSLR. This can also be done with the dropper. We release drops manually. The process stages are the same: drop, crown, crater, jet, drop, and collision. Then electronic drip kit method. Tools and accessories. There are so many drip kits devices available world over. Drop Robo is available in India, and I'm using that. Myopes, water splash art, time machine, and JKZZ, stop shot, etc. But we are using. We can get Drop Robo in India and reasonably priced. This is the device. Manufactured in Pune, and it costs about 10,000 rupees with single dropper, and you can get further discount of 500 rupees if you enter the Bhatia in capital letter in a coupon column. This is the device, and I can also show you here.
Okay.
This is the tube, solenoid tube. This is the dropper. 100 ml water or liquid is filled in. I have an extender. I have fixed it myself. And this is the device, very small electronic device. All the connections are mentioned here.
Okay.
So, PPT, please. These are accessories required. On left side, these things come with the dropper, and right side, these are optional. Camera lenses. Any DSLR can be used to do liquid droplet photography, which has a manual mode and bulb mode. Bulb mode should be there. And any lens can be used 50 mm to 200 mm, but macro lenses are preferred. Flash gun. I use 5 speed light flash guns. Manual flash guns are available in market for rupees 2,000 to 2,500. Good flash guns. And prefer the flash gun with higher guide numbers. And require a table, bowls, trays, glasses, and this is a modular wall mount stand available in the same where you will get the device. This is extra. Now I will talk about the viscosity of liquids, making liquid thick and viscose. How can we prepare liquids? For preparing liquids, we need water, milk, xanthan gum or guar gum, fresh cream, sugar, food colors. What is viscosity? Viscosity is a measure of fluid's resistance to flow and measured in centipoise, CPS. In a simple example, water has a low viscosity as it is thin. Syrup and tar, on the other hand, has high viscosity as they are thick. A way to test the viscosity is the speed at which the substance runs down a slope. Syrup would reach the bottom very slowly and water would be much quicker. Viscosity. There are CPS measures of different item. Water is 1 and acetone is 0.3. Viscosity का मतलब है चिपचिपापन, गाढ़ापन, रेसीलापन. We have to create the our liquid viscose by add xanthan gum, or we can also add sugar to create chasni to make it just viscose.
Sir, a question here. Why do you actually want to make the water viscous? I mean, that's one of the question which generally people would want to understand. what is the need? Why, I mean, why can't you directly use the water directly, and why it should be viscous to do any droplet photography?
Actually, when we use pure water, the drops scattered all over, and we do not get consistent results. But when our liquid is more viscose by adding xanthan gum or milk, it is the structures are more consistent. The drops do not scatter; they are they remain together. So both way, by creating the structure with the pure water is also very important, and very good results can be achieved. And by using different things, cream, milk, syrup, sugar, a different result can be obtained. So there is we can do different experiment. So add xanthan gum or guar gum, 1/4 of a teaspoon in 200 ml of hot water. Mix with manual and hand blender or lactic blender. Strain it well with nylon tea strainer or fine cotton cheesecloth. Add milk approximately 200 ml and mix it well. Add desired food colors. Vary the ratio as per your taste. My favorite colors are red, pink, green, blue. Bring it to room temperature before use and put it into a dropper tube. So this is a standard formula. I generally use 200 ml of water, 200 ml of milk, and 1/4 of teaspoon of xanthan gum. These are food colors available in local markets or available in online Amazon. And in
Sir, you mentioned particular steps to prepare the the liquid. So is there any other way also, any other way we can prepare the liquids, like to create different viscosity? Like, is that one of the way you do?
no, you have to add some ingredient in the water to make it viscose.
Okay,
The
so there can be
ingredient,
alternatives to that to get different viscosity.
yeah.
Okay.
So viscosity can should not be too much or too less.
Okay, is there a minimum or maximum, like the number what you should not cross or something, so that the machine or the
So I
equipment works?
think 3, 4, 5 is sufficient.
Okay, so different viscosity, you get different results.
Yeah. But if your liquid is too much viscose, so the dropper will not release the drop. So there
Okay.
will be a
Yeah.
problem. You have to add water to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how to focus? We use this nozzle, and drop should fall inside the nozzle and focus outside the nozzle manually.
Yeah, basically place marker.
Yeah. Place a scale, and on the scale, put this nozzle, and drop should fall inside the nozzle and focus the outside area of nozzle. This way
Yeah.
we can do the focusing. We need a tray, balls, and glasses, different size. And I would recommend 10 into 18 into 2 inch. And for reflection shot, we need a long tray, 14 inch, 12 inch, and 2 inch. Backgrounds. Different types of background can be used. A3 size paper background are available in the market. We can use different color backgrounds. And self-painted background can also be used. Color gels, cellophane papers, flash heads on flash head for multicolor effect. These are color gels available can be used on the flash heads.
Yeah.
Color gels on the flash heads we can place on these. This is my lab. I use these color gel to give different colors on the structures. These cellophane papers can also be used. These are very good. Then flashes. For basic level, I recommend 1 to 2 flash guns, and for advanced level, 4 to 5 flash guns. And I recommend guide numbers of flash guns to 60 plus. Camera settings are Bulb mode, manual, bulb, f16, ISO 400, and white balance is flashlight or daylight and views.
Sir, what is the reason to have guide number above 60? Is there like, because it just talks about the power, right? So since you are using 1 by 64,
Yeah, exactly. As we use 1 by 64, we reduce too much power of the flash gun. So we have to keep the flash gun very near to the drop.
no, no, the
So
guide number what you mentioned should be above 60 plus. What's the, why should it be above 60 plus?
actually, the flash gun will be more powerful. That will even at 1 by 64, it will give more light, and we need more light. Otherwise, you can reduce the ISO. If the flash gun is powerful, ISO can be 200 instead of 400.
Mhm.
The
So,
light which is going to come with that guided time is powerful enough to capture the action which happens in that milliseconds. That's the background, right, sir?
Please, pardon. Please repeat your question.
The light which actually comes in that guided time, which is above 1 by 64, is the one which is actually required to capture any such kind of micro actions, right? So that is what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, so this is a picture of. So, please.
okay, I'll just look at the comments. Mr. Chetan says text is out of focus. Mr. Singh, I would request you to make sure that the resolution is set on 720p and you have a good internet connection, because it's both ways. I feel the connection, I mean, from here I'm able to see it properly. So make sure your resolution is fine. And Mr. Lincoln says you have tried manual method, got some good results. That's nice. That's good to know. And it's pretty tough job, I guess, to set up everything and to do, and that too then manual.
So just to give our viewers an idea, like one of the method, as Deep sir was saying, to from the flash perspective, we could use any of those flashes which supports manual mode, where you can push it above 164 1 by 64 guide, so that the light whatever you get at that speed will be able to capture the the microsecond millisecond actions which are happening. That's one of the best method. Or the other alternative is typically go for some kind of the very older version of the flashes, which is the Vivitar 285 HV flashes, which are the guns by itself, right? So they actually have similar kind of facility where you could actually go ahead and tweak the lighting to the or like push it to these kind of settings, so that you can achieve this lighting with those flashes also.
Okay. Victor, is it? What is that?
Vivitar,
So,
Vivitar 285 HV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
so should I start now?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
please, sir.
So now about connections, lab setup and connections. The device is connected to flash gun with a cord to DSLR and solenoid dropper, and the device is connected with the Android application with Bluetooth. Timing, about timing. These are the pictures of application. Network, page number 1. Connection. We have to connect to device. Then constant. Here, camera exposure is set by default at 500 millisecond. Flash pulse is 100. And here we can select the drops up to 9 drops. We can select up to 9 drops. And on next page, this is her dropper tab. Flash 1, 420 timing. Camera, there is a gap between flash and camera timing of 300 millisecond. We have selected only one drop. Wall 1, start of timing is 50 millisecond and size of drop is 35 millisecond. When we start the press the start button, this all value activate from that point. And a crown can be created. Crown, then Worthington jet. Our first goal is to create a tall, vertical, straight Worthington jet, about 3 inch, 2.5 to 3 inch. Then when we add second drop, the delay of drop timing is 50 is timing of first drop, 180 is timing of second drop. There is a delay of 130 millisecond, and size of drop is 50 millisecond. And this drop collision can be created. Here, when we press this history button, save button, all the values can be saved, and we can retrieve this value for our future work. Double collision. Now, I will talk about the techniques. My slide presentation will start now. There are about 12 techniques I will talk about. First technique is when we use low camera angle and a single dropper, colored paper background. So this type of images can be created. The viscosity of liquids are different in different images.
Sir, can you please go back to the previous, the first picture? Yeah, so in this, can you please explain the lighting for our viewers' advantage, how the lighting is done in this? What is difference between this lighting versus the next image lighting?
The lighting, you can see the shadow of the pillar.
Yeah.
Two shadows what I can see on the left.
I'm using 2 flash guns, one from the left, one from the right, about 70-degree angle. So side. Flash guns are not frontal, but side. I'm using from the side. Not 90 degrees, 60 to 70 degree.
Sir, most of these shots are taken on bare flash, right? That means we have very harsh light. What if you want to get very soft light? We will definitely have to add some diffuser, but then that will cut the light, right? So how is that done to get some nice soft light on the drops or the background or the surface of the water?
Actually, if we use a diffuser, the light will cut up to 3 stops.
Yeah, pretty
And we cannot afford the loss of 3 stops. So I've tried many times, experimented. So it's not advisable to use a this diffusers. This will cut the, because our power is already 1 by 64, and I also use 1 by 128. And if I use this diffuser, so I have to push the ISO, so the picture will be grainy and noisy. So these different low camera angle, I'm talking about the low camera angle, and different type of images can be created.
I think in this, the lighting is in the background, right? Not the side lighting in this case.
Front lighting or side lighting is always there.
Okay.
And lighting from background, I also use lighting from the background, as I suggested to use 5 flash guns, 3 in the background by using plexiglass in between the drop and flash guns, and
Okay.
2 flash gun in front on the drop from both sides.
So all
So
the flash guns are on same power, right? Like
it must be same
same
power.
power.
All the flash guns must be same power, otherwise there will be a problem.
Right.
There will be variation. Yeah, double imaging problem.
Yeah.
So variety is of liquid. I use different type of liquids, and this is I used here cream, fresh cream with milk and water. So the result are very creamy.
Yeah,
In
this is cool.
this image only water is used, and I use the cellophane paper on the flash guns. So to
Gels.
create some refraction effect. Now high camera angle, single dropper, and water will be the background. Water in the tray is the background. High camera angle, long tray. So variation is timing, viscosity, liquid, lighting. Now, next technique is double collision. Very interesting images can be created by this technique, double collision. Unique and different. And in this image, I have used more milk and less water. Double collision. Now, next technique is triple collision. Single dropper to 3 droppers. This type of 3 collision, triple collision can be created by playing with different timings, different drop sizes. In this picture, I have used 3 dropper system, 3 color, 3 dropper system. Triple.
Wow. Yeah.
The previous one, did you try to get the background? I mean, was that post process? Like the
No,
black back
no.
that was
Actually,
during the
I've not used any background. So because there was nothing in the background, so at distance the background became black.
That's
So,
because of the depth of the aperture, whatever you are using, right, sir?
No. I've not given any light on the background.
Yeah. Okay.
and it's f16, so it's pretty
Yeah.
small.
Always,
That's right.
Any other
I always recommend F16,
Mm.
F18, F20.
And what is the bottom water surface you have used on this? Is it a tray or a bowl in this case, sir?
Uh, I use water. I add a small amount of milk to make it opaque. In 2 liter of water, I add only 50 ml of milk and dark color. Dark color can be green, brown to make it contrasting. So
So
again,
a couple of questions. Shall I bring it up?
previous slide, your
No. There is a couple of questions. Shall I bring it up on the screen? It's related to the water, the length of the jet.
Hardik, can I actually? There is problem again. Power problem is there in my area.
Okay.
Can I finish the presentation and take the question in the end?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's
Otherwise, uh,
sure.
today is power cut from the morning, and if it will be better if I finish this.
Sure. Let's do that, sir.
So, so these are triple collision with reflection. Uh, Now abstract shots, single dropper. We get so many abstracts pictures accidentally,
It kind
but
of aliens, whatever you see.
yeah, but intentionally we can create a different type of abstracts.
Yeah.
So here is few pictures of single dropper. Lighting setup is the same, front lighting and back lighting.
Wow.
Lion, flamingo.
Wow.
So next technique is figures and shapes with single dropper. I'm lucky to get these women figure shapes and dancers in my droplet photography. And, this is my favorite image, and this is done with
This
pure water. A dancer.
this is absolutely like just like some heroine posing in one of the some movie kind of thing, or probably in
Yeah.
a kind of a
Yes.
duet song kind of thing. It just looks like that, right?
Yes. So, and Hardik, I want to tell that without adding any xanthan gum, we can get this type of images
Hmm.
because the drops are scattered.
Yeah, because they're not together, they tend to splash more.
Yeah. So for such images, I would recommend to use pure water. Do not add anything which makes the liquid viscose like xanthan gum, guar gum, or sugar.
Oh,
So
endless
this
possibilities,
thirsty crow.
like a snail.
Yeah. Mother and child.
Was this for Sprite or something?
This
No,
absolutely looks for a
actually,
sprite advertisement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I use cellophane paper on the flash guns. So this again figure study, a monk.
Wow, astronaut.
Yeah, a women. Now, my most favorite technique is reflections. I always do my photography with reflections. It's different whether I use or not, but my reflection shots are my favorite. So it's the art, and it's very tough to achieve this type of reflection with a very thin horizon line. So now these are the reflection shots.
Patience, I guess. A lot
Yeah,
of patience is required.
very good.
It's totally a kind of different perspective itself to this droplet work. Actually, the reflections are really a different perspective by itself.
Yeah, lampshade with reflection.
Yeah.
For this image, got few gold medals, FIP gold medals. So there is a lot of scope in droplet photography, and different type of structures can be created, and lot of possibilities. Now, eighth technique is collision in wine glass. Hardik, actually, I'm moving fast because there is a risk of power
I understand, sir. No worries.
power backup.
To
So
all our viewers, you can. This will be there on the Facebook and YouTube our channel. You can pause it and do enjoy. Let's. No worries, sir. We understand. No problem.
now collision in wine glasses, single dropper. Uh, the shape of wine glasses is already beautiful and different, unique. So we use wine glasses and create the collision inside the or outside the wine glasses. Lot of possibilities of creativity. Tenth technique is collisions in soap bubbles, single dropper. We blow the soap bubble in the water and create liquid collision within the bubble, and something different is created. 11th technique is creative composition. I compose some props alongside this drop collision. So there is a lot of scope. We can mix this with still life photography. Still life is also my favorite. So here I use lotus, artificial lotus flower, and kettle, small kettle with a collision. A story is created,
Yeah.
lotus flower.
I
12,
guess you talk to water. I guess you're talking to water. That is how you are getting all these shapes. You have
yeah,
a good connection with water.
yeah. Now, 12 technique is advanced level technique, and here I use multi droppers and multicolors. Three droppers and three colors, four colors. One color is in the base tray. I use four colors, and the result are interesting.
Wow, these are like amazing.
Yeah. So, lot of possibilities, but you need patience
Yeah.
and other things to create such thing. Same wine glass techniques with multi dropper, in multicolors.
The gradual mix of that colors, different levels of colors are like it's like it gives a total different perspective by itself. It's really
Exactly.
Multiple colors are always like good to see, especially in these kind of droplets, right, sir? So
Yeah, when three color mix, it becomes 5 to 6 colors, different.
yeah,
Double collision.
yeah.
Again, soap bubble, collision in soap bubble,
Oh,
beautiful formation with a. I used the fresh cream in the liquid. So now the 12 techniques are complete. Now about 7 P's. What are the ingredients required for success in droplet photography? My suggestions will be only very good gears, very good repeat cannot make one successful in droplet photography, but 7 P's will. 7 P's are passion, purpose, preparation, patience, perspiration, practice, and perseverance. We need lot of patience, lot of hard work. My session in my lab goes up to 12 to 14 hours. I start 6 o'clock in the morning and complete it in the 8 o'clock in the evening. I took about 1 lakh images in the last 1.5 years, and I delete 70% of the images and keep 30%. Out of 30%, I have edited only 1% or 2%. 28% are still to be finalized and edited. So if you have these ingredients, that anyone can be successful, but only getting dropper kit, good DSLR, good, uh, very good macro lens or flash gun will not do. So 7 P's. Once Bruce Lee said, "Be happy but never satisfied." My droplet photography I am not yet satisfied. Best is yet to come. I am still exploring new techniques.
That's actually there with any photographer and any photography, right? So for that matter, that applies to any different fields in photography by itself, be it nature or droplet or landscape or any photography. That point really holds good, right? The one what you mentioned
yeah.
previously.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, online courses on droplet photography. I'm doing online classes on droplet photography because if you do yourself, you can do it. But these classes will save you time, energy, and money. You will not have to experiment from the uh, zero. You not need not to reinvent the wheel. So I do online classes on basic classes already going on, and advanced level classes are starting on 6th July. I also do online classes on still life, studio portraiture, post processing, Photoshop, creative and surreal photography, Photoshop, basic photography. This is my WhatsApp number, and in all genres of all classes, there are 8 classes, 12 hours. Classes are twice a week at 7:30 p.m. And sharing the knowledge and sharing my experience with others is my passion. So if anyone is interested to do water droplet photography, can contact me.
Yeah, and we are very much eager and planning to have you at YPS. We want to have a droplet photography session, a course I hope this COVID pandemic settles down, and we can really do that at YPS, because that is something we keep on doing, and this is something we had in mind from long time. But then this COVID hit and all, right? So we hope we have a very nice session at YPS that would really bring colors and in everyone's images. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So I have written an ebook on droplet photography, about 300 plus pages, 350 pages. So anyone can get this ebook, PDF ebook from my website, and all details are given in this ebook. This is my WhatsApp number. And now recap. I've discussed about concept, stages to collision, then about high-speed photography, electronic flashes, guide number, and methods, manual methods, duplicate method, tools and accessories, viscosity of liquids. It's all about timing. Timing के बारे में बात की, techniques. There are slide showing 12 techniques and online courses. So I enjoyed talking to you a lot. I'm thankful to the YPS, especially H. President YPS, host Mr. Hardik Shaji, moderator Mr. Sudhakarji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank all the viewers. So sorry, I've done this presentation very fast because there was a light challenge here, still there. But now we can discuss. I can take the questions, Hardik.
Sure, sure. Let's do that, and we'll be more than happy to see you at YPS very, very soon. I
Sure,
hope
sure.
things really, really settle down, so we can go ahead. Okay, so there's a couple of questions came earlier and just now. Let me try to bring them up. Here's a question from Mr. Amit. He says he uses drop robo, but the water tower is never over 1 or 2 inches. How to achieve 3 to 4 inches tall water tower?
Okay. To get the tall vertical jet, first of all, you have to ensure the dropper height. Dropper height should be at least 18 inch. Secondly, if you want to raise the jet height, you have to increase the drop size of first drop. You have selected 35, increase to 45, 55, 65, 70 millisecond. As you increase the drop size of first drop, I'm talking about first drop. So definitely the height of the jet will be increased. Sometimes for me, the jet height goes out of frame, 5 to 6 inches. It goes up to 6 inches. So by adjusting the drop size of first drop, we can increase or decrease the height of the working jet. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Anant is asking, do you use colored high viscous liquid in the tray also, or only in the droppers?
I use the colored high viscous liquid only in the droppers. In the base tray, I prefer only pure water with food colors and a small amount of milk. That's all.
And there were few images with with the base had two different colors, so that was because of the flash gel which was there. Like one would be
Uh,
the actual color of the water of the base, and the other would have been created from the flash gel.
yeah, yeah. That's
Is there Mr. Ajit is asking? You have said that there is an Android app. Is there one for Mac OS? I guess for iOS. He's asking. Is there one?
Actually, now we do not have it for Mac. It's only for Android. Available on Google Play Store. Drop Robo app only for Android application.
Sir, apart from Drop Robo, what are applications or such devices which are available? Like as you mentioned, 4 5 names, which are best
Huh.
around Drop Robo, or which may be advanced or something.
These are myopes and stop short, etc. But I think we need not to try. This is the best available in India, and guidance and after sales service is very good, reasonably priced. And if you import from outside, that will be costly, and I don't know about them. So these are different type of the system, but this is ultimate. My about 20 to 30 students are using this drop robo. All are satisfied.
Okay. So have you ever, like experimented, or have you seen the results of other devices, like how good they are? If someone wants to say, wants to purchase it, say outside, like we actually have a viewer who is actually outside India, if they want to get it from there, what would be a good?
No, no, from here they export. Yeah, they ship all over the world globally.
Okay.
Drop robo can be shipped anywhere in the world. There is no problem. But I've seen the result of other. One of my students had myopes, but he had a lot of problems.
Okay.
Ultimately, he has to switch over to drop robo.
Okay.
सुधाकर जी आपका माइक अनम्यूट कर लीजिए.
Sorry, there's one question which is asked by Mr. Ajit, which says, when you use three droppers, how do you align them?
That's I teach in my classes. so there is a system to align those the drop released by three droppers to a single point, and this can be I can teach individually or in my classes.
Okay.
There is a technique to all the three drops should fall at the same place.
So you use three different devices, like the tubes, or it's like same tube, but then
No, these are three tubes side by side.
okay.
We use three tubes side by side, and the application, the one drop, we can program 9 drop from single this one tube,
Correct.
and from three tube, 27 drops can be programmed.
You
27
use
drops.
that small device what you had, it is connected to three of such or four such tubes.
Three, not four. It has a three. It has a three slots.
Okay, so maximum capacity of that box is three. So you can have three drops together, like of different colors if you want. Like you had different colors of
Exactly.
drops. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So I guess aligning them together and all must be quite a job, right? Because even
Yeah.
millimeter shift will be, it will not work.
Actually, this is the advanced level technique. But first, the new photographer has to do photography with a single dropper. He has to understand the drop behavior. What
Correct.
are the timing? What will happen when we change the timing? So it will take time.
Right. This is a very interesting question. It says, can you predict what shape you will get? Like with your experience, you have been shooting so much. Do you know like what time and what type of viscosity will? Can you expect them? Can you predict them?
Yes, I can predict what I am to create. If I want to create a single collision, double collision, triple collision, so I can create these collisions, and
Okay.
there are different techniques. It's very much possible to predict.
Okay. there's another question from Miss Divya. What is the depth of the tray in reflection drop photography?
The depth of tray always should be 2 inch, and there is no benefit of if it is 3 inch or more than 2 inch. So do not go above 2 inch. Only 2 inch depth is required. 1.5 to 2 inch sufficient.
Okay. Yeah, even I want to ask this, like the reflections are post processed, or how do you get them? Like,
Reflection are never post processed. These are the pure direct pictures. My favorite technique is genre is creative photography, where I use digital manipulation, but in water droplet photography, never I used any manipulation. So these are created. There is a technique. We use long tray and low camera angle. From low camera angle, you are able to see the reflection.
right. So, how much amount of post processing you do for each image? Like, what all you do in terms of post processing? Like, any
Uh,
corrections, color shifts, or what's your basic workflow?
10 minutes to 45 minutes. Actually, we have to do the spotting work is there. Some water splashes, droplets, unwanted drops and splashes uh, has to be removed. Or we have to balance the tones.
Hmm.
We have to uneven tone. We have to balance the uneven tone. And more job is about spotting. That's all.
Okay, cloning and healing.
Yeah, we can do in 5 minutes to 45 minutes. Some uh, bubble shots, vanity bubble shots, they need a lot of cleaning in bubble shots. So uh, it depends upon pictures.
Okay. Again, there's a similar question like, how do you create a shape of your imagination, or should try this from Mr. Mahesh? How do you create a shape of your imagination, or shoot and try?
Okay, so only by manipulating timings, timings of drops, drop size, and drop release timing, and flash firing time. I can create shapes what I want, whether it is abstract or some resembling to human, or double triple collision or reflections. All this is all about controlling the times.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
this comes with practice, 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 and practice.
true.
uh, so that is unmute कर दीजिए.
Sorry. One question that I have in terms of maintaining this equipment. So, do you post this droplet work? Do you do any kind of maintenance on your equipments, whatever you use? Because that's generally when you use milk or
Yeah.
any such viscous liquid, it is like your electronics tend to get jammed or something. So, do you do any kind of uh, you know, uh, cleaning, maintenance, or any such thing. So
Yeah,
to keep it, yeah.
very good question, Sudhakar ji. We have to do cleaning after each session.
Mm-hmm.
First with the normal water, after that with warm water. Otherwise, the cream or milk will stick, or xanthan gum will
Right.
stick inside the nozzle or on the dropper tube.
Yeah.
So we have to do the service, and we have to do the very good cleaning, and just after the session, and do not wait. Otherwise, this the dropper tube will stop to release the drops. So after each session, we should clean our equipment. Yeah.
Okay. And how about the spares availability for any of these parts, whatever you say, for example, solenoid valves, or maybe in the cables or any connectors or whatever it is, anything like which might have some kind of problems.
You mean space used space?
No, no, the spares availability for any of the parts, whatever you're using, right? Say, for example, in the drip kit, you have solenoid valve. If the solenoid valve goes wrong, or if the cable which you connect goes wrong, how do you do for that? Like, is there
Okay,
spares easily available for buyers?
so we have to replace these cables or from the manufacturer.
Hmm.
They are very happy to replace these cables, and but if we clean our dropper tube regularly, this problem cannot be come. Or we can they teach us how to clean. We can open it
Okay,
and we clean it ourselves.
okay, okay,
But if there is any faulty cable, and we have to replace these cables, this problem comes
okay,
in.
okay.
How are the software updates and the firmware updates of the device? How frequently they keep updating it?
I think after 2 3 months, we have to upgrade the firmware. Nowadays it's 1.3. It
Mhm.
was started from 1.0.
Okay.
So after 3 to 4 months, we have to upgrade the firmware. And
Hmm.
the process is very simple.
I'll just go through the comments once again. There's a request from Satish sir. Can you show three colors drops again? The images from
Okay,
the.
okay, sure, sure. Okay,
Let me know once you go to that
so
images. I'll bring it up on screen.
okay. So these collisions with the reflection are done with three colors. And as I told earlier, the three colors becomes 5 or 6 when they mix with each other.
Hmm.
So there are different type of techniques, stacking techniques, sideways techniques. Here I try to create double and triple collision with three different colors. And to get these long spikes, we need to add some uh, cleaning agent, a small amount of cleaning agent in the liquid. So
Sir, all these reflection shots, what you have taken, they are all on the tray surface, right? Water tray surface, right?
yeah, used a long tray to create reflection shots.
Okay.
So these are eyeball, third eye, this type of shape we can get. These accidentally we can get. And when what I do when I get any good collision or good structure, there is a provision of loop in this system, in this device loop. When we uh, switch on the loop mode, and after that, after every 5 seconds, there will be automatic click. The device will keep on taking pictures 1 hour, 2 hours. So I utilize this technique of loop. When I get a very good structure, and after that I do not change any timing and keep the device on loop, and that go on taking similar pictures, and I use best picture for my use. So these are the done with multi droppers, multicolor.
So
The
there is a
consist
question which asks, what is the distance from subject to the lens?
uh, it depends upon the focal length of the lens. I'm using 105 sigma macro lens.
Mhm.
The distance should be 12 to 15 inch. If I take a reflection shot, the distance should be about 18 inch or 20 inch. So it depends upon your focal length of the lens. If you are using 200 the distance will be more. Okay. Double collision. So only perseverance, practice, patience, perspiration, purpose. What is your purpose? It's all depends on this. Anyone can do this type of photography if he practice and practice.
There's a question from Mr. Narayan. Is asking, are results repeatable?
Uh, exactly, they are not repeatable. No collision, yeah, no any structure can match with any structure in the world. There will be a minor difference. There should be a minor difference, and we cannot get the same results. I tried many times to create a similar result, but it's not possible.
Sir, in ideal conditions, since everything is digitalized and everything is controlled and not manual, how far can we go to get the same results? Like ideally, it should be right on theory, but what does it make that it gets shifted?
Okay, can you repeat the question, please?
So I just want to know, like, say, an ideal situation where you said everything is controlled, right? It's automated,
Hmm.
it's not manual, right? So the human error will be less. The only thing we need to take care of is the timing and all, which is set. Now, what is that shift which will make it not repeatable, like the shots? Ideal conditions, if we keep every all the settings same, the viscosity, everything, shouldn't we get to the same results?
No, but there is a same result. Exactly same result do not come. Similar result can be there with the minor variation. You have seen a similar result in my this slideshow, but same result are not achievable. It
Okay.
depends upon the dropper viscosity and uh, so
Now,
many.
what if all those factors same which are controlled by us? Just speaking theoretically, you make a room in which that the even the wind does not get changed. Make
Yeah.
the viscosity same, the tension, the water tension, same, and then shoot. So still, is there a possibility to achieve same results?
No, it's not possible.
Okay.
There will be minor variations. So I've taken so many images with this, but there is a variation.
No,
So,
those must be with different settings, right? With same settings.
no, no. Sometimes the setting is the same, but there will be a variation in result. Minor variation. Minor variation should be there. So I think these are the same series. Perhaps no, background is different. So there is a variation, minor variation there. Same result cannot be achieved with droplet photography.
We'll take a couple of questions and we'll close the Q&A session. There's one question from Miss Hemlata. Does viscosity help in creating different shapes?
Definitely, viscosity helps in creating different shapes. With pure water, we get different shapes, and with higher viscosity, we'll get a different shape. And even if with higher viscosity, we'll get different result. So we have to play with the viscosity, but viscosity not cannot should not be too much
Yeah, it should
on
be
high
with.
side. Otherwise, you have to dilute the water. The drop will not be released by the dropper, or you will not get the proper jet height. If the liquid is more viscose, the jet height will be uh, not be tall.
Right. Everything is a calculated thing, you know.
Yeah.
Everything is.
So I would say this is more a kind of like the science or physics which plays a very big role over here in terms of you know the droplet being released, the timing which is maintained, and the image capturing which happens, right?
Technique is much technical and mechanical. You have to
Right,
use different type of tools, accessories are required.
right.
So, but it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
a, I would say it's a addictive, addictive genre of photography. If you have passion for that, you will be addicted to do droplet photography, which is good.
It's always to have this good addiction than having some kind of bad addiction, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's a good addiction.
Yeah.
So
So these devices, I mean, if one wants to get and do on their own, how good are their manuals or support so that one can really start their work with the device? Like, what are the difficulties? How easy have they
uh,
made it users?
sport is very good. Guide is very good. You can read the guide and install the your equipment and lab and set up your lab,
Wonderful.
and the basic things will be cleared in the device. After that, you have to explore things.
Right, right. Yeah, that's
So
always there.
understand the timings and concept.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a classic shot.
Yeah. So any any more questions?
No, that's it, I guess. I have. I just wanted to check, like, how about double exposure shots, or what is the next level you can think of which you can do with this, like double exposure or something like that? What can be done next apart from this?
Double exposure shots are very much possible with this system
Hmm.
because there is a provision of setting different timing for flash gun fires for two flash gun firing.
Right.
If we set different timings for flash gun firing, there will be multiple exposure. So we can play with that also. There can be one technique at advanced level
Right.
by using two flash guns in the application and set one timing of one flash gun at 500 millisecond, another flash gun at 550 millisecond. There will be a multiple exposure. So we can play with that.
Nice. Yeah, I guess it's a droplet photography is like endless possibilities. It's up to one to how far they can stretch.
Endless possibilities.
Yeah. Okay, we'll
So
take one last question from the Tusker itself. Does these colors have any effect on humans or fishes?
actually, in droplet photography, we use food colors. The color which is used in making cake and other things.
Hmm.
So when there is no effect on human beings, then there is no question of any harm to fishes or anything else.
Right.
Food colors are recommended. These are used in our foods.
Yeah, food
So
grade colors.
yeah. So
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you once again, Deep sir, for showing us some amazing work. Uh, this was something mind blowing, definitely, to see some such it's actually a creation, in itself. And when we know that we can shoot something like that, it's more fascinating. Thank you for showing us some wonderful work.
thank
And
you.
the more than anything, I would want to see this in action, we shooting. So let's do that very soon, so that we get a hang of droplet photography too.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for your time and all the technical explanation and the responses whatever you have given. So I hope our viewers have got pretty good information from this session what we had, and hope that as Hardik mentioned, to see you in YPS where you could conduct some workshop and we could definitely utilize that, right? All our viewers and members could utilize that, right? Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So before we end our today's broadcast, I'll just go off quick round of announcement, and then we'll say goodbye for the day. The next YPS Meet Live is on 2 days. That's part one and part two, July 3rd and July 4th. Do not miss, because both are really important, and we'll be knowing a lot about sensor and why it is so important and why it is not so much talked about and why it matters. So we'll be publishing all the details on our website soon. So stay tuned. All India Salon 2021 is up. The last date for submission is 14 July, but we would want to submit your images as soon as possible. And it's YPS Salon. You can submit your images now, and you can change to later date also. And the cash awards are like 1.25 lakhs to be won. So do not miss, and it's free. This whole salon is free for participation. So do spread your word and submit your best images. Just March and April edition are available on the stand, and as I mentioned earlier, that the it's 1 year. It's an anniversary for Drishti when it got revived. So we would want to know your feedback. So please do leave us a feedback review, and the next feedback or the review what we get, I will try to bring it up on the next live session and give a shout out. The Golden Jubilee Photo Challenge is up. The last day to submit your images is June 25th. So do not miss this. Visual memories, we are trying to create, an golden book of YPS. So if you have any images with respect to YPS, any artifacts, do scan them and share it on our website, mx.ypsbengaluru.com. That would really help everyone to see how we have come through. If you wish to become a member, all you need to do is scan the QR code here, or else just go to our website, ypsbengaluru.com, and click on Become a YPS member. Now, if you're watching this on Facebook, I would really like you to hit the share button. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon. We are also on Instagram and Twitter. Do follow us there as well. And do turn on the push notifications. You can save our WhatsApp number 9513 YPSBLR 9513 977 257. This is our single point of contact. For anything, you can reach out to us with this number. And with this, we come to end of session. Thank you once again to all our viewers for staying here and with us. I hope you enjoyed the session. And for next session, do keep in touch with us stay tuned on our websites. Till then, stay home, stay safe wherever you are, and I hope you all come out of this pandemic very soon, and we all meet together and do some action photography like this.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Good evening.